Hey guys, what's up? It's 8-Bit Eric, and just a few moments ago, Sony just ended their Nintendo Direct-ish style type of presentation called State of Play. It was really short, there was a few games revealed, and I don't know, I kind of have a little mixed vibe about it. Typically, people label me as a Nintendo fanboy, but I do play consoles of every type of company, and you know what? I was interested in checking out this State of Play address, so I'm going to go ahead, talk about it in today's video. If you are brand new, feel free to throw a subscription, and let's go ahead and begin our recap of State of Play. So State of Play, this was the second one. The first State of Play kind of had a little bit of negative reception behind it. I don't know if it was because people were accepting a lot more of a hype behind it since it was the first one. Did they want to be wowed? I don't know. This one actually was quite short, to be honest. I think not even 20 minutes long. They showed maybe just a handful of games, which kind of concerns me considering the fact that E3 is coming up. Maybe they're going to be revealing a lot more heavy hitters. You know, at the beginning of the thing, they kind of teased a Final Fantasy little teaser with the sound effects. So I figured, you know what? They were going to probably show something about Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's been a while, but we'll touch up on that. The first game that they really did sink the teeth into was this upcoming expansion for Monster Hunter featuring an ice world. I haven't played Monster Hunter World. In fact, the last Monster Hunter I played was such a while ago. It was probably a couple years ago, the one before World. It looks neat. You know, typically this type of game is not my type of vibe. Monster Hunter's alright. I know it has a huge following and everything, but that was, you know, something that I kind of was like, you know what? I might have to go and get Monster Hunter World and experience it and take a look into this because I'm backlogged as it is when it comes to PlayStation games. So maybe I will try to take a look at this. It looked kind of neat and stuff. I just know that these Monster Hunter games take up so much time. So yeah, I mean, not a bad start to the State of Play. You know, a big, heavy-hitting Capcom game. Definitely not a bad start. After that, they showed a little sneak peek of a game called Riverbond. It's an indie game that kind of looks neat. Features a lot of crossovers such as Guacamelee and other characters that are big indie hits. This says it's coming out in the summertime on the PlayStation Store. I think this game might be coming over to Xbox and Switch as well. I don't see any reason why not. This is something that I might consider taking a look at, actually, just because of the variety of different characters and gameplay mechanics that were showing off. I would have loved to have seen a little bit more in way of this game, but, you know, we just got a little snippet, so who knows what is going to be in this game. Next up was a reveal by Sony PlayStation of America. They are going to be making a Predator game. This was not any gameplay footage. This was all just a pre-rendered cinematic. You know, you see some soldiers in the woods, and you get that distinct Predator noise, and you see the invisible Predator stalking them. I'm excited. Who knows what the game is going to be like? Are you going to play as the Predator, or are you going to be trying to kill the Predator? Or is it going to be some unique vibe of, like, you know, the Friday the 13th game where somebody is the Predator and you all try to survive? That would actually be pretty legit if they went that route. Who knows? I would have liked to seen some stuff. It does say that it's coming out next year, so there's plenty of time for development and everything with that. You know, gameplay would have been nice, but I wouldn't really expect that until at least E3, which is probably like a month away, so who knows? This was pretty much just a teaser for that game. Next up, we got an update about MediEvil having a remake. I really don't care about this. I didn't play the first game. I really have no interest in doing it, you know, even if it's a remake or whatever. Just, to me, it just seems kind of weirdish looking and stuff, and I don't think it's my cup of tea, to be completely honest. I've heard a lot of great things about MediEvil in the past. I'm not shitting on the product or anything like that. I hope people watching this don't think like, oh my god, 8-Bit Eric, really, you want to install a game and stuff? I mean, obviously it's good, or else it wouldn't be getting a remake that Sony is advertising on a State of Play. But when I see something that is like a good presentation and stuff, I want to see the goods. I want to see, you know, stuff that is exciting. You know, I know in the live chat that I was looking at during this presentation, a lot of people were wanting games like Last Guardian 2. As a matter of fact, like, I don't know if it's a running meme or a joke or anything, but literally that's all people were talking about during the live stream chat of this presentation was Last Guardian 2. After that, we got an announcement for an original game coming to the PlayStation 4 called Away, and it looks like you are controlling a flying squirrel in the wilderness and stuff, and it said you have to like survive the journey and stuff like that. So who knows? Is this going to be an animal survival game? They didn't really show much beyond the trailer and everything. It was still another tease. I don't know. I'm going to keep my eye on this one. I have a weird feeling about it being a hit once it comes out. You know, you heard it here first. 8-Bit Eric thinks this game is going to be a hit, as dumb as it looks like right now. Now, we did get an interesting announcement. They didn't leave too much detail of this. We are getting a release of a limited edition PS4 during the Days of Play event that is announced for June. They didn't really reveal any details other than just showing a picture of the vertical standing PlayStation 4 that will be coming out. I'm going to be checking into this a little bit more. I found this really interesting that they're going to be releasing a limited edition PS4. Is there anything specific about it or special that is going to make this one stand out, and just how limited is it going to be? Like, is there only going to be a few thousand made worldwide? The Days of Play event, I don't even know details about that. This was an interesting little announcement. And then last but not least, they did drop what I was suspecting at the beginning of the State of Play with the Final Fantasy tease. We got an update on Final Fantasy VII Remake, or as I like to call, Resident Evil with Final Fantasy characters. Of course, this is a game that people have been clamoring for. It seems like it was first announced like 3 years ago, right? Or even longer. We haven't really seen much in way of this as in regards of updates and stuff. I'm actually quite surprised they even showed something for this close to E3. This is something I'm definitely wanting to sink my teeth into as far as games go. This was their heavy hitter for the presentation, which I mentioned the presentation was quite short, to be quite honest. I thought they would have shown more, but it seemed like it was just quick little teaser trailers, maybe like 5 or 6, and then let's get the hell out. And, you know, I would expect Sony would have thrown a little bit more heavy hitters that way with the presentation. You know, starting it off with Monster Hunter again was a good start. It was like, okay, here we go. We're getting a big game that, in fact, is really loved by people. I know Monster Hunter is a very popular franchise. I mean, even at PAX South a couple years ago, they had the huge-ass dragon just, like, as the display for the entire set and stuff. But then we got it followed up with an indie game, and I am an indie guy. I love indie games. You can see all of the shovelware that I cover on the channel. You know, that was kind of cute and stuff, but, you know, I don't know. I think hitting it heavy and fast and hard back-to-back, you know, like, the Predator was also a good one. It was like, you know, start up here, Monster Hunter, indie game, Predator, but then they showed only like 3 seconds of Predator, and then they go back down, show something else like MediEvil, and then finally they announced a PlayStation console that was kind of like, I don't know. It was interesting. It was out of left field. I wasn't really expecting that. I would have liked a little bit more detail, though. Like, why would you make a reference to Days of Play and then just not really explain anything that it is? You know, why even mention it at all if it's just going to be kind of like a little cock tease? It's like, you know, the girl's freaking licking your ball sack, and then all of a sudden she stops. It's like, come on, keep going. You know, just kidding. Anyways, I don't know. It just felt like kind of all over the place, almost like this recap video. It's just like, you know, wow us, you know, bring us something. If you're this close to E3 and you're just gonna kind of go in circles with your State of Play, maybe you should just hold off until E3 month. Was this really necessary for a State of Play to come out right before this? I mean, was there anything really groundbreaking that Sony had to just let out of the bag that couldn't wait one more month, is basically where I'm going at in regards to what I thought about this State of Play. I'd have liked to seen some actual like discussion about the stuff, maybe a little bit more in depth with Final Fantasy VII. Maybe they're saving that for E3. Who knows? These presentations are pretty quick. I mean, it's only been the second State of Play, so there's no thing to really gauge it off of other than how Nintendo Directs go. And I'm sure not every Nintendo Direct has ever been great, especially when they started and stuff. But, you know, going more in depth into the games, showing a little bit more concept arts, behind the scenes stuff, providing release dates. There really wasn't that many release dates in here other than like the indie game, the Predator game, and I believe the MediEvil game had the definite one, but everything else is still kind of like up in the air with tentative releases. Lack of gameplay for big hitters like the Predator game. So, you know, Monster Hunter and Final Fantasy VII look fantastic. I'm sure there's going to be huge time sinkers and stuff, but I don't know. Is Sony not really focusing on just throwing a lot of stuff out there until E3? I'm actually quite curious about what their gameplay and stuff is. This one seems like it was a little bit better than the first State of Play, but it still feels like it's missing a little something. I don't know exactly what it is, but for the most part, the game selection does look pretty neat. I'm honestly looking forward to Final Fantasy VII and Predator the most out of all these games. And, you know, that indie game looks like it's going to be neat too. But again, I don't think that's going to be Sony exclusive. I think that might be coming across everything else. So, yeah, that's my recap and thoughts of the State of Play, guys. What did y'all think? Feel free to comment down below. And again, if you are brand new to the channel, feel free to throw a subscription. And yeah, don't forget to rate, dislike, like. I will see you guys on the next video. Have a great day. Peace out. Consider supporting 8-Bit Eric on Patreon for just $1 a month. Link below in the description.